things that make you question others' behaviors and things like that, things that you notice. Yes, those are signs that you should be focused on. I feel as though, as well, never tell somebody what you want in a relationship, because I feel like I know that naturally when somebody asks you, well, what happened in your last relationship? This is that. I feel like you give like the big pointers of why it didn't work out. Oh, just communication, and it just didn't work out. We just didn't vibe like I thought, and that it is what it is. I feel like you shouldn't tell the whole story of what happened, because naturally the human mind is going to pick up on all the things that you did not like before, and that person will subconsciously basically put on a facade. And so this is why when we get in a relationship and it just seems like somebody has changed, it's probably because you told this person everything that you didn't like in the last relationship, and now they are basically, especially in the beginning, they're acting in such a way that will basically make you like them or make you love them, because they're not doing all the things that you didn't like at first, but really they didn't allow themselves to just be themselves, so that you can have a choice. I feel like that's very important in any type of relationship, especially a personal relationship, is that you allow yourself to have a choice, and that person, it allows you to have a choice to be with them or not as well. This is the epitome of saying, loving someone for who they are, taking me as I am. If I don't like who you are, deep down, like naturally, if I don't vibe with you as I would like to vibe with you, I feel like I should have a choice in being in that relationship or situation or not. Right? Right. Okay. So besides that, I believe that, of course, growing through these things, allowing yourself, asking the universe, source, God, if you will, whatever you believe in, that's fine. I have no problem. I have no objective to that. Especially seeing that my family, well, my mother side of the family is Jehovah's Witnesses. I grew up Jehovah's Witness, and like I said in a previous video, I really grown in consciousness to just be a spiritual woman. That's what I am. Anyway, the second thing I would speak about is learning your love language. So this would be the time in your life when you actually take that time in your life, when you have broken up with somebody, or you just been by yourself for a long time, and maybe you haven't really worked on those psychological wounds with yourself. Maybe it's deep. Maybe it involves molestation or deep depressions or going through suicidal events in your life, things like that. Like I said, you really have to go through each step in your life. I feel like to really get a deep healing from those things, you have to allow yourself to be aware of them, to understand why it happened, what their thought, where their thought came from, and why it exists now. So, and sometimes it's good to ask someone else, well, do you think I'm such and such? Somebody who's really going to tell you the truth. That's who you need. Okay. And of course, I do suggest as well to have a therapist. She's kind of right here. Anyway, but I do suggest that you do have someone to talk to. Someone who can really break things down for you, so you can see yourself, and so you can learn yourself. So learning your love language and what that means for you, and it not being a controlling state, and it being a healthy state for you. What is your true love language? When you learn your own love language, you allow yourself to be able to present that to someone else. And how we start to do that is we love ourselves in our solitude. So being happy, being by yourself, being happy living with yourself. If you're not happy with your own company, who else is going to be happy with you? Not saying that you're a bad person, not saying, anything objective or negative about, yourself or even myself. I just say, when you love yourself completely, and this of course involves steps, and I would suggest that you do like an affirmation exercise, some sort of meditation, a prayer between the times of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. That's of course another video for another day, but I would say that those are really strong, like spiritual times to pray. My mother even does that, and she's Jehovah's Witness, and she does that. It's just natural with her. So, okay. So what I'm saying is basically gain your spirituality, discipline yourself in your spirituality base, what that means for you in your life, in your self-love, in your, encouraging yourself, what builds you up, what gives you serenity and strength within your spirituality, and loving yourself completely. That is, of course, would be actually the first step. But going through this whole process, keep remembering to love yourself, regardless of what's happening. I wrote down some notes for you guys. Ask the universe for help. Ask the universe for help. You can say, okay, because living on this earth, as I keep hearing, and what has been mentioned to me over some time, repetitively, is that we as human beings living on this earth plane, in the earth plane, we have free will, which means we can make our own decisions, but you must be conscious of what you're making, because that can either take you up or take you low, take you to your higher self or take you to lower up energies, things like that. We don't want to be down there. So we want to come up from that. So asking for help, asking the universe for help, angels, spirit guides, master ascendants, loving ancestors from the loving light. I ask that you please be with me. I ask for your intervenence in the things that I must grow from, and the things that I am having trouble overcoming spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's literally that simple. You ask for help. If it's very emotional, you're going to go through crying spells, because you're going to realize things in ways and how much energy and life and love that you've given to so many people, throughout your life. And you may have never given yourself that much love. So I say, which is a good quote that I've heard over, repetitive times over years, is that, let your cup runneth over. Everything in the cup is yours. Because at the point at which you keep giving someone all of you, to the point you're exhausted and you don't even have the energy to give love to yourself, you're allowing that person to be a thief. And those words came from someone, what's her name? Ayana Vincent. I learned that from her. And she's a very good motivational speaker as well, someone to listen to. And she has the R Spot on YouTube, and you should definitely check her out. She will help you through a lot of those things. She helped me through a lot of things in my life, just watching her videos and really getting it and understanding. But allow yourself to get help from the universe. Allow yourself, I would say, surrender to that energy. I now surrender the anxiety, the pain, the living in this state. How can I grow from this? Allow me to grow from this. I am surrendering this. I'm surrendering the control of living in the energies and ways that I no longer wish to live in. And you thank them, because basically you're confirming that, going into this prayer or meditation with the mindset and intention set that it will be removed, like it will be healed from you. So you have to have intention. And I do recommend that you do have an intention with everything that you do before you do it. Have an intention before you call someone. If you are looking to change a relationship for the better, you must think of that person in a better light. You can go back within your mind. It's not necessarily like changing the past. It's like just making the future more aligned with what you would desire. See what I'm saying? So you can go back in your mind and replay that situation or whatever happened, even if it was a sour ending or something like that. Think of the relationship, and I'm not saying this as far as like to get back with someone. It's almost like to heal it from you, to know that you're being healed, to know, and of course going into that meditation or imagination, the visualization of healing from it. So maybe it was you and your mom, and you guys had a really abrupt, last conversation, and it put you guys in a state where you didn't talk to each other for like 5 years. You can allow yourself to surrender to the energy of love and go back in your mind, within your subconscious, pull that file up, remembering the moments. Allow yourself to feel what it would feel like to hug your mother, to allow yourself, basically you replay it as if in a sense of basically healing that moment. So you're going back in that moment with your mother, and you see yourself, you look at yourself from excuse me, you look at yourself from first perspective. So when you look at yourself from first perspective, see your mother. Like, don't watch yourself in your mother. Like, be in the visualization is what I'm saying. So see yourself talking to your mom. Yes, you guys haven't had an abrupt conversation, but you went back to your mother. I love you, mother. Whatever her name is. I love you. I know that we can work through this. I want you to be in my life. And you feel it. You allow yourself to feel that moment. Make it real to you. And this is how we manifest healthy relationships. And, you one day you may happen to get a phone call, which I feel like this is for somebody. You may happen to get a phone call, and she call you and she's like, hey Jen, how you been? I really miss you. Or it could even be like it never happened. Your mom calling you, hey, what you doing today? Oh, it could be just a casual conversation, like, because you went back with the intention that moment never existed. So you went back into that moment, or you like, what can I say? You handled the situation in a healthy manner, opposed to abrupting in emotion, things like that. Okay. But anyways, that was a little off subject. But as I said, that was the third. The third thing was asking for help from the universe. Ask for help. They will help you. They will assist you. They cannot intervene. Of course, the universe will intervene if it's something that you're needing to do. Then you'll be forced. But when you're ready, you're really ready to go through and heal from psychological wounds, heal from things that have been aiding you for so many years. Ask for help, ask for their intervenence, and they will work in your life, especially in the moment of you realizing, like being in certain situations and you realize an emotion or reaction. You can ask for help in that moment. As long as you can catch yourself, as long as you catch yourself in that moment and you allow yourself to observe your emotion and not react. So if there's a situation that came up with a family member, friend, and they said something or did something and you felt yourself start to get angry, observe the anger. Allow yourself to see where it came from. Ask yourself. You can say it out loud in your mind, that, like the steps I said in the previous video. Ask yourself where that came from. You can I'm I'm repeating myself, Lord forgive me. But ask yourself where that came from. Like, why am I feeling this? What experience is emerging in my life? What do I need to learn in this moment? And a saying that I heard from, I think his name is Michael Beckwith. He's basically said, it slipped my mind, I'm sorry. But like I said, ask yourself for help. I will tell you guys what I was thinking. If not this video or in the comments, I will tell you in the next video. But, and the last point that I wanted to talk to you guys about was about new relationships and the same spirit. So, key sign to seeing if you healed from a certain relationship or relationships is that if you see yourself getting into a relationship, or you've gotten into a relationship or about to get into a relationship, and the person reminds you of someone in your past and it feels so familiar, it is usually because you didn't learn the lesson from the relationship. So I would say it would be at the point at which it would be at your own discretion to go forward with that relationship or allow yourself to learn or heal with it. But if it's a toxic energy and you realize what it is, it's reminding you of something. It's something in you that is not healed. Because at some point you may start comparing that person to an old energy. Like it starts to look the same to you, but it's a different person. You may subconsciously start treating that person like the other person or people that have hurt you or did something to you that you did not like, that wasn't aligned with your heart and mind, things like that. So just be an observer of life, just be still, be quiet. That's pretty much what it's about. Allow yourself to just ride the energy of love, ride the wave, literally. Perception is reality. Okay. So I hope that you guys got something from this message. I really pray that it helped you. If you guys have any questions or wanting to know really how to start, your journey of psychological healing of wounds, to build great, healthy, and wonderful relationships, I ask that you send me an email at anchoroflove222@yahoo.com, and I will do to my best ability to help you get there, or at least jumpstart you on that. Because of course, as we know, healers don't heal people. We just assist you in beginning your healing journey with yourself. It all starts with you. As my God speaks from the rehab time. Yeah, I forget his name at this moment, but it does. It starts with you. It starts with self-love. It starts with, giving yourself that self-love. Like really observing your life and being there for you, okay? Being there for you, seeing the signs, seeing the red signs. And when they present themselves to you, and one last tip that I do as far as meeting people. When I meet people, before I'm even involved, I do this little prayer thing with myself, and I say, God, whatever is the reason that they came across my path, if it's just to, guide them in something, give them a message, I don't care if I like them or not. I don't care if I like them, of course. I don't care if I'm attracted to them and I really like them. If they're not to be in my life for that, like as a lover, if they're not to be in my life and we're only crossing paths to teach each other something, allow the lesson to be taught without, objective energies, and allow us to move on. I've done that so many times, and so many people have disappeared from my life. But always have intentions in what you're doing, and always come from a loving place. Allow yourself to be a vessel of God and your higher self, which you are God, if you didn't know. But I thank you for spending this time with me. And please subscribe and hit the bell for post notifications. And I will see you guys in the next upload. Have a blessed day. Bye.